Right, now, I know we forget this sometimes, but we actually present a car show. And
Yes.
one thing we've not really been allowed to do is to drive cars. So I
Well-
do have a few dreamy moments where I think about what I can drive. And right now, the car I want to be out in is my 2CV. The weather is so gorgeous and still.
It's beautiful.
And I'd like to be wobbling through the lanes at 31 miles an hour. I really would, with the roof off.
It's a week or so back, I did the big night in on BBC One. I had to drive to London, so I drove to London and drove straight back in the day. And I've got to tell you, just driving again, down on the motor, it was heaven. It's like when I'm always the same. If I've been on holiday, say you go on holiday, say you're away for 10 days, I love getting in my car when I get back. It's just, you get in your car, it's that weird feeling. It's a bit like when you get in your own bed and do a cup of tea. It just feels good. And you get in it and you go for a drive. And that's how I were the other week. I was gutted when I parked the car back up.
Then you remember it's a Ferrari California and you're absolutely gutted that it's absolutely...
I haven't got the California anymore, but it's a lovely car, that. But we've had this argument many a time.
I went out yesterday. I had to pick a couple of things up. And like you say, it's like driving for the first time again. But I've got to tell you, not that I'm the best as I've proven so far on the show, I was terrible. I was so bad at driving. I don't know what it was. I was so excited, but at the same time, I knew I wasn't driving particularly well. But I just enjoyed it.
What did you take out?
Well, I've only been out 3 times since it's all gone down, I think. And I've taken the Camaro out. I got off Chris once.
Yeah,
which was fun.
That's why I was wondering about that, because I thought there's not much on the roads, and that comes down the street. What the hell's that? There's a flyby.
Well, that's the thing. You get pulled over. What necessary journey are you doing in this? So I didn't, and also as well, it's got no petrol in, and I can't be bothered going to the garage and filling up. So I took the X7 out yesterday. It was just lovely. I'm missing the other one though. I'm missing the M5.
Where is it?
X7.
Where is that M5?
M5 it had a crack in the windscreen, so it's gone. It went back before I went to Oz, so I just said, look, keep hold of it for now. So I've got the X7 and the Camaro at home. The X7's beautiful, Paddy.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to get.
Do you know what about to drive is lovely, and I get the fact that it's big and it's not for everyone the way it looks, but it gets 7 people in. It's never going to be beautiful. It's a massive car. They're not going to be lovely. Not everything can be big and beautiful. Not everything. Do you think it's fate?
Do you think it's fate that you, with your dental issues, I've got a car that looks like it's got massive teeth? Is that?
So I paint them white or yellow, same colour as your hair.
Yeah. Can you get a bit of bread stuck between the grill like you do when you're out with us?
I got a wolf in there, mate.
Hey, I've got to say though, when we did the 24-hour one in the electric cars, I'm a bit of a convert.
Are you really?
I loved being that Tesla.
You had an electric car. We had 2 petrol sort of hybrid things. You had the best car by a mile. I hate to say it.
I absolutely loved it. I'm still not set on the actual look of it, but being in it and driving it and operating it, I loved it. I missed it.
One thing about it, which I don't know if we can talk about, but it has been on social media. Yeah. Whoever put a karaoke machine in a car.
Oh yeah, fantastic.
Is a genius. I don't care about Bill Gates and all these people. Karaoke in a car. Yeah.
Oh. Amazing.
It was mega. It was mega.
We must have done about 6 or 7 different tracks with half a Wigan round us. Look at that. Right, said Fred, getting the band back together. If he says this isn't on anymore, I'll reenact it now. Yeah, my pub.
Chris, while we're on cars, before I went to Oz, I borrowed one of them Mclaren GT, the new one.
Oh, you liked that, didn't you?
Mate, have you seen how it looks? The wheels, I know it's not the fastest McLaren of that, but it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And I went in, and before I went to Oz, I was going down the route of maybe a GT, maybe a 720. And I got a deal which I thought, you know what, this is a cracking deal. And I went to Oz and slept on it and then didn't do anything about it. And I'm so pleased because they're just coming down again, aren't they? The 720s.
Yeah.
Game over. You imagine if you'd bought a car, high-end motor, 4 months ago, you'd be absolutely gutted.
Livid.
I ordered a new car in January, and it was supposed to arrive on the day of the lockdown, and they didn't deliver it. So I've saved a couple of months in finance. It's a Bmw M2, a competition. I've wanted one for ages, and it was supposed to be delivered the day before the lockdown. But I'm really glad. But it's probably worth half what it was. It's already worth half, and I've never driven it.
But this is where I'm with it as well, Chris, because I was looking at the M2 CS.
Oh, don't do that now.
And now I'm thinking, I'm so pleased I've not done anything, and I keep looking at cars, and I don't know, probably loads of people out there, aren't they, just wondering what to do. Just wait, I suppose, is it?
I think you've got to wait.
Yeah. It's funny, innit, because when I was saying to you about that Tesla, and then what did he say the other day? He was out when Elon, with one of his pills as wisdom, saying something like, share prices are far too high, really, and he knocks about 4 billion quid off the price of his own shares. And I'm kind of thinking, when all this ends and the dust settles, I might look at a Tesla, but God knows how much they'll be, because with that fella running things, Jesus, anything's possible. I just
What about the boss? What about the boss of Ford last week? Did you hear him? Go and Google what he just had a bit of a kind of meltdown in an interview and just went, "There is no future." He kept saying, "There is no future."
Oh my God!
Yeah, and the Ford family, I think, were. Could you maybe adjust your comments?
There'll always be a future for a Focus.
But I think
they're like cockroaches. When it all ends, there'll still be Focuses driving around, and the mighty Escorts will still be living the dream.
I'll tell you what, God. My mate sent me a picture the other day. He's been during lockdown finishing off his XR2i.
Oh, lovely!
I sent you a picture, didn't I, Chris? I sent you a picture of it.
Lovely.
Mate,
what colour is it?
It's black. It is absolutely beautiful. He was gonna sell it, and I was saying, nah, you don't have to. I said, keep hold of it. He's done it with his son, and said, look, when he's older, your son, it'd be so nice for him to drive the car that you and him have put together.
One thing I'm going to do at the end of this is I'm going to order a Caterham kit, and I'm going to try and build it with my eldest boy. I just really want to do that. The idea of having a car that you built with your boy, and it wouldn't have much, but I'd have a low-powered one, British sports car. I have to say, low-powered British sports cars really appeal. I've been looking at Lotus Elises this morning.
I can't get in them. They've got that. I got into one once. Do you know they got that shelf, haven't they? Yeah. You open the door and there's a shelf, and I can't get.
Oh, in that shelf does my head in. That it's same on the what was one who Vauxhall just blatantly copied it.
VX220.
Yeah, you get in one of them, and it's that wide. Yeah. To get your leg over and get in, it's ridiculous. And then you sat on floor.
Is that a tattoo, or have you got? Is there did you have some dog poo on your leg?
Why? What? Can we not have a nice conversation for 5 minutes?
It was going well, that, wasn't it, Paddy? We're chatting about cars.
It was going lovely. Lovely. That.
But there's 2 things I need talking out of.
Go on.
One is, I don't know if it's boredom or because of my age and I'm having a bit of an itch, is getting my motorbike back on the road. At some point.
Fred, I think the motorbike is a wonderful thing, but you've got to be calm, Fred. You've got to be calm, Fred. You've got to be sensible, Fred. You cannot be the Fred that tried to kill me in a Ford a couple of months ago. Then I'll endorse it, all right?
So that's a no. And then the other one is, I've always loved TVRs. You know, you talk about English cars. I've always loved the TVR.
Get a Chimaera 450. They were gorgeous cars.
I nearly bought one. Do you know I got the box there?
Yeah.
I was going to get a TVR, and I went to the factory and went round and chose colours and paints and seats. I had a silver one, and this sounds terrible, and I didn't go in for this, but it was lovely, with a green roof.
Oh, lovely.
Mate, it was beautiful, and I got a great deal. I got a good deal. I had a mate who works at the factory. But I couldn't get insured for love nor money. No one would insure me, so I got the Boxster instead, which was a mistake. But I love the TVRs. I think they stand up now, looks wise.
To be fair, though, it's worked out well because the Boxster was living the dream in Ethiopia.
Yeah, getting pulled by an escort. Yeah. That sounds terrible.
Yeah. It does, doesn't it? It certainly does.